Hello, guys. Welcome to a new podcast. Today, I'm your host, Max, and I'm here with the one and only Ben.
Yeah, hello guys, hello.
Today,
Yeah.
we're going to do our second podcast. It's been some time since our first one.
And there has been a lot of news, Max. A lot of news.
Yes, a lot of news. So, put your pants off because we're going to get into the news.
Oh
no. But let's talk a bit first about an update for Ace Eyes. Our Kickstarter has gone pretty well so far. How much did we get, Ben?
Let me take a quick look because I have it open here. We are at 130 euros.
That's quite a lot.
That's quite a lot, yeah. For we have a goal of 250 euros. Yeah, we have, and we still have more than 2 weeks to accomplish this. I'm quite faithful in it. I think we will reach our goal.
Yeah, but it's not really a high budget anyway, so I think we can do it.
Yeah. The Kickstarter was only for buying some small equipment like game capture card and shit. So
Yeah, and microphones and maybe a green screen.
a green screen. Yeah.
If we
I think-
got any money left.
Otherwise, we will use our grandma's curtains or something.
Yeah. Maybe if it's just one color, we can, like, if you have a white blanket, and if
Yeah,
we paint it green or something like that.
Maybe we just need to try it one time or another. Just like try it with just a blanket or something. Maybe it will work. I don't know. I don't really know how a green screen if it works with other colors or not.
Well, you have to take a color which is not used a lot. So green is a color that you don't see a lot in when you make a video. So maybe yellow could no, because that would look too much maybe like the skin. So green is probably still the best.
Yeah, maybe we just need to figure this out. But eventually we will. When we reach or the date that we need to. How do you say it? Or Kickstarter date when it's finished.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it otherwise, but
The launch date, or
no, when it's finished.
Yeah, that's when we can start fully. So it's a bit of a launch, not? Or...
Yeah, okay. If you want to call it like that, then yeah, sure. After that date, we can really try and experiment with. We were also thinking about doing some sketches or some funny videos about gaming. So. Yeah, I'm actually looking quite forward to this. I don't know how about you, Max, but I really enjoy making these sketches like in the old days with the old YouTube channel. We actually made quite a fun videos.
They were pretty cringe though, but they were fun. Yeah,
they were just fun to make. We have a lot of ideas to for some new cringy fun content. So.
Well, we need to keep our audience. We don't want to drive them away.
No, maybe which audience? No. But for the rest, yeah, our school year just started, so with the videos and the articles, it's gone a bit.
It's a bit slower.
A bit slower, but it's because we need some time to adapt to our new schedules. But eventually, give it a few weeks, and all will be back to normal schedule.
Yeah,
if I can say it like that.
Yeah. Indeed. Are you playing like any game for review?
Yeah, I'm playing Hades at the moment together with one of our game testers. I love it. I really don't. I don't know if you ever heard about it.
Yeah, I have. Isn't it from the same developers that did Bastion and it was a futuristic game. I'm gonna look the developer.
Super Giant Games.
Yeah, that one.
They made what games did they make? Bastion. Yeah, you're right. They made Bastion. Yeah, It recently came out of early access, if I'm not wrong, because it was on early access before, but I think they just got out of it. Yeah, it's a great game, really, Max. If you have some spare time somewhere, just try it because it's really fun to do. It really is.
They also did Transistor. That's the game I was talking about. I have that on the Switch, but I didn't have the time to finish it. And they also did Pyre, which I also heard good things about.
Yeah, it's really in the same style of Hades. Now I'm looking at the screenshots from Transistor.
Yeah, I want to try it myself.
Yeah, I really do. It's really one of it has a unique art style and a unique atmosphere in the game, but it's really well done. It really is.
Okay.
And is there something that you are playing at the moment?
Yes, I'm playing Mafia Definitive Edition. If you guys ever heard of the Mafia games, Mafia 3 wasn't that great. I played it. I got the fucking collector's edition for it, and I'm sad as hell. That's one of my worst collector's editions I've ever purchased. But from what I've played from Mafia, this remake from the first one, it's at least better than the third one. I am already seeing some flaws, so it's not a masterpiece, or it's not. Maybe it's not even a 9 out of 10 game, but it does have a good story so far.
Yeah, but I heard that the game has not a lot of, but quite a few of bugs.
Yes, I
some
already
major bugs.
Yeah, I already encountered those.
And you say it's not a 9 out of 10 game, but it has a really good story. Yeah, that's a fact. The first Mafia game had a really good story, but it's actually quite a shame that they didn't really.
They played it
more.
Yeah, they played it a bit too safe in their gameplay design. It's a open world game, but the open world is purely for telling the narrative. It doesn't have a lot of side content or something like that. You can't.
No, that's really a shame, because if they had added a lot of more content in the open world environment, I think it would actually be a great game to play again. But now it's just like, if you played the original one and you don't really care about upgraded graphics and textures and shaders, then I don't see the point why you. I don't really see a point why you should play it again, because it has. It doesn't really change a lot when it comes gameplay wise and story wise.
Yeah, well, they did add few extra scenes and lines. They did do that.
And the voice acting is great. I'm not saying it's a bad game,
and it's also not full priced. It's I bought it for $40 new.
That's still a lot. That's still on launch. Give it a few weeks, but $40 for. That's my opinion.
But give it 2 weeks and it's priced off, or 1 month.
Yeah, maybe
and you can get it for 30. And I do think it's worth 30. I do find the game pretty fun. The driving is also really heavy, so you need to learn how to drive those vehicles in bad weather and shit like that. And it has a really realistic. You have like a simulation mode. If you put that on, you also need to follow the light traffic rules.
This is something that GTA really missed, and that they did in Mafia, was when you didn't drive as you should be driving, then the police would come after you and give you a. Yeah, it was not a ticket because they do not have a money currency in the game, or am I wrong here?
For Mafia?
Mm-hmm.
No. So far that I've played, I'm not that far. You don't have a currency. It's just you get a gun, and sometimes you pick up if you shoot someone with a shotgun, for instance, you can take up the shotgun or take a Tommy gun, submachine, but you can't like upgrade them or something like that. I haven't seen that yet. It's a very faithful remake like how the original game was, just with upgraded graphics.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but Mafia is quote unquote an open world game, but it's also linear in its gameplay.
Yeah, it's linear in its gameplay, but the open world aspect is just there for the story, just to drive through. It's like scenery.
Oh, so you can't like drive to.
There is a free mode where you can drive freely, but there aren't like side activities. You can't go like in a shop or to upgrade your gun or buy a new gun, or there's like a strip club that you can enter or something. It's just that free mode is to also collect collectibles like special cards, these cigarette cards that you had in the 1930s. But that's the only thing you can do in that free mode. You basically have this story mode where you are restricted a little bit more, and you have to follow the story. And in the free mode, you can drive around freely around the city.
Yeah. Okay. Now I understand it's not like Shadow of the Colossus quality, but they did their best, and it seems fun to play. But yeah,
we don't talk about Shadow of the Colossus on this channel. We don't.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry.
No, it's far better than Shadow of the Colossus.
You're going to review it for A-Size as well?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, but so far I do have fun with it.
Yeah, but people seem to forget that playing games is not only about gameplay aspects and story aspects. Just a game is fun when you have fun, and if there are some things that are missing, yeah, fine. But if you're having fun playing these games, then it's worth every penny you put into it.
Yeah. But to be honest, I wouldn't pay $60 for this. It's because it was 40 that it's a little bit less. Yeah. So it's more acceptable.
Remakes and remasters never should be.
But it's
as expensive.
That depends, because you have remakes like Final Fantasy VII and Yakuza Kiwami 2 that add so much, even more than the original, that they are worth the $60, in my opinion.
I don't know, because I see it like more like a
it's not a simple remaster.
No, it's not a simple remaster, but they can use a lot of the ground structure they used for the previous games, like say story-wise, game mechanic-wise. So for saying that it should be fully priced as a new AAA game.
But that depends on which game. I do think Final Fantasy VII, for instance, is worth $60. They added like 5 times the amount of the original game. I mean, when it comes to story, when it comes to character development, when it comes to combat, I do think that's worth its price.
Yeah, okay, maybe I just have a bit of a different view on that one, because I play a lot of games that add a huge amount of content via DLC and stuff. So I see it a bit different than for example, when you only play AAA games and you get a big remake or a big remastered.
Yeah, but a remaster is just like upscaling the resolution. Most of the time, remasters don't really add anything other than that. Remakes like actually add content. They add story. They add character development and that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. True.
But oh well. That's what we are playing at the moment. So let's talk a bit about the PlayStation live stream that happened 16th of September, if I'm correct.
Yeah, the same date as I was with you at the moment, and you told me that Cyberpunk had its live stream that evening, so we were full excited looking at the live stream, and there was like no fucking live stream.
Yeah, and that was my fault. I'm sorry. I had the wrong date. Okay, it was for that Friday.
Uh,
But we still got a lot, so don't complain.
yeah, it's true. We got a huge, a big amount of good and great news.
Yes, I got a list of games that they showed. We just briefly say our opinions on each one. I will just go in the chronological order that they got revealed.
Yeah, okay, sure.
And I only picked also like the ones that interest us. So, for instance, Oddworld. I mean, that it's a fine game, but I am not interested in it, and Ben isn't either. I think.
No,
No.
I think you knew enough about my reaction at the moment as well. So
Yeah. So the first game that got announced was Final Fantasy 16, and I saw a lot of people that were really surprised that was like as the starter, because it's such a big IP.
mhm.
I know you're not too big on that franchise. I do
No,
really like it a lot. Well, you haven't played like the remake 7 and 15, haven't you? No.
no, I know that my dad when I was younger had the Final Fantasy game on the PlayStation 2, and I played it, but it was I don't ask me which one because I even don't know. It was turn based.
Was it on the PlayStation 2? Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the PlayStation 2. Yeah,
But then it could be maybe 10
yeah, with all the girls. There were girls on a spaceship and something
in a
or something.
spaceship.
Yeah, not spaceship, like an airship.
And yeah, there was the airship. There was an airship. You play as in 10 as a boy with blonde hair ish, and there's also like a beach ball mini game in it.
Wait, let me take a quick look if it was that one.
Just
I really can't remember to be honest. I can understand why people are so hyped for Fantasy because it really has a strong franchise with great story, great gameplay. But it's just not personally for me. But I can really understand that people got really excited when it got announced on PlayStation live stream.
But anyway, this Final Fantasy is 16 is so it's the next one in the main line of games, and it's going to be a back to a high fantasy setting, because a lot of recent Final Fantasy games were with modern environments. Like 7 Remake is basically steampunk, and so this one has knights and magic, and you can see it a little bit like Skyrim, I suppose, or Witcher. It has the director of Final Fantasy 14, and that's the MMO, which is really popular now. A lot of people rave about the DLCs that they bring up for that. The story is really good. A lot of people are just hyped that director is doing this one. What did you think of the trailer? If you remember anything of it.
To be honest, I just don't remember the trailer. I don't really remember.
There was this boy, and he lives in like I don't know if it's a noble family or a royal family. It's in a high standard family, and I saw that the boy was special, and he got like transformed in a demon type of thing. A lot of people say it's Infrit, and Infrit is the one of the gods in Final Fantasy lore. So that looked pretty interesting, and they were talking about different types of crystals. Maybe these crystals have some kind of power or something like that. It's made on the, I think, Luminous engine, which is a little bit of an older engine, because this game is apparently already 4 years in development. So
it's really a big one then.
It's probably also coming to PlayStation 4 still. What I think that's going to happen. It's not a It's not a PlayStation 5 exclusive. I think it's like a cross-gen game.
Yeah. Okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I am really hyped for it because I really liked 7 remake and I like 15. There isn't really even a Final Fantasy I dislike that much. I think 12 is the only one that I thought like nah, because the combat system in that one was pretty boring. They always try like a different combat system in each Final Fantasy, and I thought they already had the perfect action combat system in 7 remake, and now they have like a battle director from Devil May Cry. You know the combat in Devil May Cry, right? Yeah, that's really good. They really have a good combat system, and it looked a bit the same in the trailer. So
I'm rewatching the trailer right now, and indeed it looks great. I mean, the action, the combat, it looks great.
I really want to see what they can do with that kind of combat, and if it's, I do think it's open world. I have no idea on it, to be honest.
Aren't all Final Fantasy games?
No,
I mean the newer ones, the later ones.
15 is open world. 7 remake is linear.
Okay.
But 7 remake you can basically revisit different towns when you want to. For instance, if you missed a side quest, that you can just go back. It's not an open world game.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I really thought it was the latest ones are open world, but
15 is open world. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that shit. Anything to add? I don't think you have.
No, Final Fantasy is not really my
okay.
my stew.
So the next one was Spider-Man Miles Morales.
This is actually quite difficult one because I played the last Spider-Man game PlayStation.
Yeah.
It was a good game. It had a great story. Gameplay wise, it was fun. In my opinion, it could have also added a bit more when it comes to the open world interaction aspect of it.
Yeah. But they had these fucking Ubisoft kind of collect things. I don't like them. They should add like quality side quests.
Yeah. But with the new Spider-Man game, I was just talking about DLCs and adding a bit of new content to an existing game, and they shouldn't be fully priced. The same story here. I mean, okay, it's a new PlayStation game, it's a new Spider-Man game, but it's in its core like the same as the previous one. With a different story, with a different character. Yeah. Okay, but I mean,
it is a different story, yeah.
I know, it's a different story, but I mean, trust me on this one, it's going to feel the same as the last Spider-Man.
You feel like this is going to be this could be a DLC, basically.
Yeah.
That's what you try to say. Yeah, that's it could be. They said it's shorter, but I don't know how much shorter. If it's like 5 hours and you pay $60 for that, no fucking way. That's a lot. But if it's, let's say, 15 hours, and that's still shorter than the original, but it's a good game, then why not? I mean, if it's, I don't know anything about the gameplay yet. But I don't know if there are side quests or shit like that. We still need to say that. I think there's not a lot of footage to judge that on.
Is it going to be fully priced? I mean, is it going to be $60 or $70?
I don't know about that. I will look that up for you.
Because if so, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about this one, man. I mean, $60 or $70 for a game that's actually it.
So for PlayStation 5, it's 60. I thought that this would be higher because PlayStation 5 games would go up in price We will talk about that as well when we are talking about the console part in the podcast. They are going to increase the price for PlayStation 5 games. If you pre-order, there's like an Ultimate Edition that also has the remaster version for the original Spider-Man game. With I don't know what that will have. I don't know if that has increased graphics or.
It will have ray tracing and other shit, I think.
Oh yeah, that could be that it uses the capabilities of the PlayStation 5 to its fullest. But it's normally this game is also coming. Miles Morales is also coming to PlayStation 4. So, and I don't know how much price that is.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Max. It feels cheap, and not talking about the price, but I mean it feels cheap on the how do we need to say it?
The gameplay looks the same.
Yeah, it's in my opinion the same game. Okay, with another story and another character, but remember the Blood and Wine DLC for The Witcher?
Yeah.
It feels like that, but at least they didn't charge the people $60 for it.
Yeah. Yeah, but we need to see how big it is. I don't know. What I wanted to say something, but I don't know anymore. Yeah, it looked a bit the same. I get what you mean. We will just have to see when there's more gameplay, if it's any bigger, or that there are side quests, or that there's a reason to pay $60 for it.
At this moment, in my opinion, it's not. But you're right. We need to give it a little bit more time. Maybe when we see some more gameplay for it.
I know what I wanted to say now. So the development time of this one is like just 2 years. It's really short. And what can they do in 1.5 to 2 years? Not a lot. I mean.
No, but then you get the same as what Ubisoft is doing. Reusing their games, giving it another setting, using the same assets, using the same whatever they use, and you get this shitty quality of games.
Well, there's nothing wrong with reusing assets. If you just look at Yakuza, they use the fucking same city every fucking game, but every game is so rich with new story and new gameplay mechanics and new things to do that. Basically, that's the city that Yakuza has is basically its own character.
Yeah, but it's what you're saying. What you just said right now. We need to see if it's like Yakuza good or, in my opinion, Ubisoft Assassin's Creed good.
Yes. Yeah. I get you. We'll see.
We'll see on that one. Yeah.
So that's Spider-Man. Now we come to an exciting one, Harry Potter.
Oh.
What did you think about that?
I'm speechless. No, really. We both knew that this game was coming. It got. I thought it would. That Warner Brothers would have their own. Live stream or their own. Game conference something.
They had that with E3, but that got cancelled.
But I didn't expect to see it on the PlayStation live stream. Not at all.
No, me neither. So that's
and we saw Warner Brothers. We were both like, what? And then Harry Potter Magic, and we were like, holy shit!
Like they don't know there was Wizarding World.
Yeah. We were both like, holy shit! Is this true? And then the trailer just. It really got me excited.
Now I have an opinion. I don't think the graphics look that amazing.
Max, are you blind? I mean,
no, they don't look that. They look good, but not for a PlayStation 5 game. Do you mean what I get? It's more like
true.
They started this probably on PlayStation 4, and they were like, yeah, let's just port this to PlayStation 5. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
There were two different viewing angles on this one. You had these clips when they were in the school and with the in with the classes and stuff. And yeah, then I have to give you a point. I mean, it didn't really look next gen, but there were these small clips when they were flying on these winged creatures and shit. That with the water and with the landscape beneath them. I mean, it just looked like straight from a movie. So I don't really know how it's going to pan out. I hope it's going to be more in the style of the short, beautiful clips. But yeah, maybe you're right, and it will be a little bit disappointing on the graphical side of things. But as
No,
we
but what I'm just disappointing when it comes to expecting PlayStation 5 stuff. Not I think this looks good for a PlayStation 4 game, really good. But I don't. It's the same as Final Fantasy 16. It's probably going to be a cross-gen game.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. Yeah, it will only maybe be beneficial with the SSD on the next gen, so it will have faster reload times. But maybe the graphics wise and stuff, it will be the same on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5.
what do you think that you're going to do in this game? Because it's not about Harry Potter, of course. It's before that period. Are we going to make our own like wizard, and that we can choose our own?
I think
Class.
it got ah man, my words today, I'm not going out of them. It got leaked in this gameplay video when
Yeah.
I'm
That's
I'm
so
gonna
long
get
ago.
it
That's like 2 years ago.
I think we saw something about a character creation.
Character creation. Yeah.
So I think you are going to create your own character, and then maybe based on some actions that you will be doing before you get sorted into one of the houses, it will decide in which house you will be sorted in. All these houses will have their different, because Hogwarts I think is still the same from the movies, even though it's from 1800. I don't think they changed the layout of this castle in 200 years. But so maybe when you take some more sinister bad choices, you will get sorted with Slytherin, and then you have your house chambers in the basement of the castle, and it's so I think they actually can make this quite fun to do. But it's like with Spider-Man. Yeah, we got a trailer. It was actually quite short, and for the rest, we didn't hear or see anything else about it. So it could go, different ways. Can you? How many spells can you learn? Can you only learn certain spells when you choose a certain house, or how it will be the dialogue or your interaction system with the other students? Because I can't imagine that you will have this big gigantic castle like with Spider-Man. You have this big gigantic city, but you can't talk to anyone or interact with anyone.
Yeah. What correct me if I'm wrong, because I've seen the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And another problem that I think could be with this game is, like, Harry Potter is really known with its castle and the small town next to it, or the town, that they get from the station. That like little town.
Okay. Yeah. Is this Hogmeat? I don't know.
And then you have probably that, like, the forest next to the castle.
Yeah.
Those are really the only famous places that I know out of my head from the Harry Potter world. Are they going to, if it's open world, are they going to, like, make new areas that we don't know of, or?
There are actually quite a few more areas, but they are not really that well known or well brought in these movies. You have also Hogmeat. This is one of the small villages next to the castle. Yeah,
isn't that little town with a lot of snow?
Yeah, with in the movies, it's where they go in the winter with the cafes and small little shops where you can buy candy and stuff.
Yeah.
But you also have, I think, because in the trail did they show it? How is it called? That alley where they buy their school stuff.
Yeah, the wizarding. I don't know the name of it.
I don't know, but I think this will also be in the game. Maybe
Where also that bank is located.
yeah, that's in that alley.
Yeah.
Maybe something about the ministry. We saw something about Azkaban as well. If I'm not
Azkaban.
wrong.
I totally forgot about that.
With
That's
the
also
Dementors.
Yeah.
So I think they actually got quite a lot of locations that they can map in the game. But yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe they will add a few more interesting.
I know that like the writer is J.K. Rowling. That she's not involved with this game whatsoever.
And I'm happy with that. Because she fucks it up a lot, big time.
Yeah, but do they have then the creative freedom to add stuff?
She's
You know?
not the only. She's not the only one with a great mind when it comes to inventing Harry Potter-esque aspects in its world. So time will see if it is. I mean, I'm glad they didn't work together with the how is she called again?
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling, yeah, because she got a lot of critique in these last few years with her strong opinion about certain
Yeah.
aspects.
Yeah.
I'm not going to quote them, but
Ace Ice is politically free, so
Yeah,
we're going
we're
to stay away
just-
from that.
yeah, we're just neutral. So I'm glad they kept it neutral because it wouldn't be if she got involved with it.
Yeah. So, but we are hyped for it. I really want to see gameplay. I don't know when that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's for 2021, so I think it will be maybe a couple of months before we will see anything new.
Maybe
from
the
it.
Game Awards could be a good place. That's in December.
Okay, yeah, maybe then. Sure, why not?
We'll see. So the next game I have, written down Call of Duty. Did that gameplay presentation did anything like catch your eye, or it's just, in my opinion, it's just Call of Duty.
It's just Call of Duty, but maybe this time they have a better story. Or I mean, the story is you care a bit more for the characters
Yeah,
when it comes story wise.
It is though a direct sequel from the first Black Ops, and I do think the first Black Ops is the best story-driven Call of Duty game, in my opinion. So
Yeah, but we already know at this moment that Activision knowing it's all going to be about the multiplayer.
yeah, I have actually played the multiplayer.
Yeah, I forgot to ask you. Did you play it?
Yes, it's Call of Duty. I do think the graphics though are better when you play it than that you see the gameplay of on YouTube.
Okay.
So it's more crispy. I played on a map with a desert area, and that's probably the best map I played in that alpha. The guns were, like Call of Duty, really impactful. I do like the customization they have for this one. It's more like the old Call of Duty Black Ops games, where when it comes to the layout, I don't know if you remember how that looks like. That you can put your attachments on your gun and shit.
Yeah.
And I also played the Miami map, which is a really headache map. It's really big, and you can come from any fucking side, and you can get shot from any side. But
so it's full of campers.
Yeah. But what I played, I did like, but I don't think it's when it comes to multiplayer, it's better than Modern Warfare. I do think Modern Warfare has an edge.
Yeah, we just need to wait for the storyline, because if the storyline is good, you can improve the multiplayer later.
Yeah.
I mean, people are still going to play Call of Duty even a year after its release when the multiplayer is good.
Yeah. They also have an exclusive mode where you have to escort a VIP, I believe. And that mode was not so well received because, Call of Duty is they are just purely going on their own, shooting everyone. They don't really work together. And I think the exclusive mode in Modern Warfare with the Dark Lights was more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I already like Modern Warfare more when it came to its multiplayer, but I only played like fucking 3 hours, so it's not a lot to judge it on.
Yeah, well, Call of Duty is Call of Duty. Just let's keep it at that.
Yeah, we need to see if the single player is any good. Do you have anything to add to Call of Duty?
Call of Duty is Call of Duty.
Okay. Let's talk about the next game. Resident Evil 8. They had the second trailer that they had a fucking creepy part that looked like the movie Caroline.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that movie?
Max, I hate I hate horror.
Yeah, me too. But Caroline is not really a horror movie though. It's a children's. Even though for a children movie, Caroline is pretty scary. So yeah, but anyway, they have now in Resident Evil they have like these wolves type of enemies that are half zombie, half wolf. They are pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've seen a little bit of gameplay from the Tokyo Game Show is basically now at this moment while we are recording it. And I've seen a little bit of gameplay, and it does look really detailed when it comes to the environments and shit like that.
The previous Resident Evil was impressive, graphics-wise.
Yeah. I'm not really expecting any graphics disappointments from that.
Yeah, where it could go wrong is story-wise with these kinds of games.
Yeah. What do you think of the trailer? Do you remember it? Or?
I do remember it, yeah.
Or what do you think of Resident Evil 8 so far?
It's like, if you like these kinds of games, it seems great. I mean, graphics-wise, it looks amazing, but yeah, gameplay-wise, we didn't see a lot.
No.
In the PlayStation event.
It's probably going to be a lot similar like 7. It's first person.
Mm-hmm. And it will have VR support, I imagine.
That is really cool. I remember like my friends, Yargo, he played whole Resident Evil 7 in VR, and that's a creepy as fuck experience. Yeah, you are a brave soldier if you do that in VR.
Fuck that, man.
I finished Resident Evil 7, and I am not like, I'm also a pretty pussy when it comes to horror shit. I never watch horror movies, but for some reason I can play horror games because they aren't really that realistic, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I will admit that Resident Evil 2 is probably the scariest game I've ever played.
Yeah, seriously?
Yeah, 7 is the scariest, but I haven't played a lot. I only played Outlast, Resident Evil 7, and Resident Evil Remake 2. That was also a really good one, especially gameplay-wise. So,
but you're probably going to buy it when it comes.
Yeah, I liked 7, and this is a direct sequel to 7. So
yeah, then probably you will buy it when it comes.
I will probably also review it for Ace Eyes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I really liked what I saw. You have these really creepy witches. Yeah, and it's in a pretty cool concept as well. It's in a abandoned town, so maybe it's a little bit open world-ish in a small form with this town where you can go everywhere. Mm-hmm. That would be pretty cool.
Didn't Outlast have these kind of areas as well?
I don't know. It's really long ago that I played Outlast. I do remember that Resident Evil 7 has had a lot of open areas, but it wasn't really an open world game. It was just a house, but you could freely explore. That house was really huge. Yeah, you know, you but you could explore inside the house or upstairs or in the basement or outside, and there was like a garden with that or and it sounds small, but it's actually pretty huge when you play it.
Yeah. I never played it. Yeah, maybe a short piece with you, but I can imagine that when you develop this kind of game, they're not going to give you a little shack with 2 rooms.
No. So I'm pretty excited for that. I don't think we have anything to add to Resident Evil 8.
No,
Yeah.
it seems fun. Let's keep it at that. Yeah.
The next game is Deathloop from Bethesda, which is a PlayStation exclusive. What do you think about Deathloop? I have never heard your opinion about that, I think.
It's an interesting approach on a game. I have actually never. Yeah, was there not like? How was it called? I can't remember.
It's
but there
from
was.
it's from the same people that do Dishonored and Prey.
Mm-hmm.
So their gameplay is probably already really good. Those games really tend to have good gameplay mechanics.
But it's interesting. Can you call like one other game that had the same concept as Deathloop?
Where you constantly like restart. No, I
Yeah,
can't think of one.
But there was this game. I can't remember how it's called. With this hitman that killed that comes into a man and a woman's house, and
The indie game thing.
Yeah.
That one is not out yet. That one. I mean, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's a bit the same approach when it comes
It's
to story.
an interesting approach. It is, yeah.
I am afraid though, because that kind of approach can get really quickly repetitive.
Yeah. It's interesting to see how they will do it. How they can make this kind of gameplay fun to play for months, because it's like how you're saying, maybe after a week you'll be like, yeah, it's the same. I mean,
I also really don't think the graphics look. I'm looking at the trailer now. They don't really look that amazing, but it's a cross-gen game. It's a PlayStation 4 game, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. Game graphics don't need to be great for having a good game, but
No.
I mean, yeah.
But
This
if Arcane is one of my favorite studios, so I am pretty excited still.
Yeah, time with the was it gameplay that we saw, or was it a trailer in the PlayStation event? It was.
There is gameplay in that trailer.
Yeah, it was a bit of both. Yeah. When are they going to release it? I mean, when it's planned?
2021. It got delayed. It was
Oh.
supposed to be for this year, I think, and it got delayed.
Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe, yeah. Then they get a little bit more time also for showing off what they got. I mean, gameplay wise.
Yeah. But it's an Arcane game, and I like their shit, especially when it comes to level design and gameplay. Dishonored 2. Have you ever played the second Dishonored?
Yeah, but I actually never finished it.
It has the best level design in a game ever, I think. That whole, like, the level with the clock, there's like a level where you have to assassinate a professor that makes like these clock robots. And that level is so detailed, and you can change the walls and the where the doors are and shit like that in a building. That was a really cool level. And you can in their games, you can always take out your target in a different kind of way. You can come from like beneath him, from in the shaft, or you can kill him from behind or from the air, or you can approach a level in different ways.
Yeah.
They have a really flexible game design. I really like that about them. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't know if Deathloop is the same. But
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Hopefully they will bring that aspect along. But yeah, time will show. Again, it's like with a lot of these games, you can talk about this for hours, but I mean, if they don't give you a lot of gameplay to compare it with your opinion, then yeah.
I'd already see though in the trailer that they do have the same powers of Dishonored. These in Dishonored you have these like powers that you can pull someone to you and freeze time, for instance. So I already do see that here. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about Deathloop?
Not really. I mean, it is a unique game, but I don't know if I would buy it on day one. Maybe if it's really fun and people say, "Oh my god, please play it," then
I don't think I will be buying it on day one either. I want to see the more in-depth previews first and reviews, and maybe then I will decide to buy it.
Yeah, you're right.
But it does look interesting at least. All right. So 2 more games. Demon Souls. I'm not the biggest fan of Souls games, as everyone knows. So I don't have a lot of opinion on Demon Souls. What did you think of that gameplay that we saw?
When we were looking at it, I thought, "Oh shit, I only have one controller."
But this guy that was playing that demo, he was really good.
Yeah, but Max, I
everything and shit like that.
Yeah, but I mean, this is. Are these things not scripted? I mean, yeah, sure, you can be good at it, but
well,
he didn't even make a single mistake in this whole gameplay clip.
It's probably the developer that's playing it. He knows his own game. I mean.
Yeah, okay, that's also true. But don't forget, in a lot of gameplay trailers and clips, they cheat a lot with it. Like
yeah, they
hitboxes not really counting as they should be, or so yeah. But yeah, I mean, the setting is amazing of the game. I don't know if you agree on this one, but the vibe it gave was.
It's dark fantasy, I think. So that's a pretty interesting. It's the same as Dark Souls. It's a little bit the same setting.
But yet again, Souls game. When you only have one controller, you shouldn't be playing them.
Do you like to play these Souls games? Because I don't.
From time to time, and I actually don't really get that mad at it when it doesn't go my way. But when you play it for the 5th time and you still can't progress further, then you have some. Fuck it.
I am really like. I'm a really flexible guy. I can die multiple times. I don't care, but the gameplay needs to be fair, and they make these games intentionally unfair. That's what I don't like about it. I can die like 10 times from a boss, and I wouldn't mind that, or I would get like angry. But if it's every level, every boss in the game, then that's not for me. I don't find that fun. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like people. How do you say it? You play games to you play games to be happy, to be content, to be to be happy. But I don't feel like you play Souls games to be happy. Yeah, you play Souls games when you want to torture yourself.
Yeah, I have the secret theory that everyone that is a Souls fan is a fan of like
psychopath.
No. The sex category. What I'm always saying. The torturing sex category. You know what I'm talking about.
Fuck?
I have a strong conspiracy theory about that.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, whatever floats your boat. I mean,
you can't enjoy being tortured, and
yeah, but in Souls game you torture yourself. So
Yeah, that's why I think they also like that type of sex. Don't you agree? I
Oh, this is a really far going theory, but yeah, sure, why not? I mean,
yeah.
probably will have some link with it somewhere.
But I will say, this is the only game that I think looks looks like a PlayStation 5 game.
Like
Like,
next gen. Yeah, you're right.
because the other, yeah, well, Spider-Man did look
No,
yeah.
no, no, no.
There are
Spider-Man
some
just looks the same like the PlayStation
no,
4.
there are some effects in Spider-Man that do look next gen.
Yeah, with the
I
ray
don't I
tracing.
don't agree with that. No more than ray tracing. Also, the fur on his like fucking jacket, and when he attacks with his it was like an electricity. Were a lot of particle effects and
Yeah,
looked better than the normal PlayStation 4 game. But
mm,
and
yeah,
Ratchet and
okay.
Ratchet and Clank also that looks like a next gen game. Really.
Yeah, what game will probably also look next gen will be God of War, but yeah, we didn't really see anything from that.
Do you have anything to add to Demon Souls?
Souls game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Call of Duty is Call of Duty, and Souls games are Souls games.
Speaking of God of War, that was the last one that got announced. It's not
It was a
like
teaser.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a lot. It was like a symbol, and Kratos his voice saying like that Ragnarok is coming. That's probably the title of the next God of War. I'm really hyped for that. I do think God of War for the PlayStation 4 at least is the best, literally the best PlayStation Studio exclusive that we got this generation. That it had a great story, great gameplay, and great graphics.
Yeah, the
So,
game looks great, graphic wise and gameplay wise. Everyone is talking big praise about it. So I wouldn't see why the next God of War game would be any different. It's
yeah,
made by the same studio, no? Yeah, it's made by
Santa Monica. Yeah.
Mm.
And the same director, Cory Barlog. He's a pretty good guy, and he has a good vision of games. I saw a documentary a little bit about God of War, how they made it, with behind the scenes stuff, and they had a lot of troubles with the boss fights. With the very first boss fight in God of War is one of the best boss fights I've seen, where they use the fucking environment to throw trees at each other and in the snow and in the rocks and throwing rocks at and you need to watch that on YouTube or play God of War if you haven't yet, because it's awesome. And they had a lot of problems because it uses a lot of physics, of course, and it's I think really heavy to make. And he has a pretty good vision, that man. So I'm pretty excited for the next God of War.
Yeah, but maybe they should ask the story writer from Last of Us 2 to write a story for the next.
Please, no.
I mean, take some pills and start writing.
But you are laughing, but they are friends, those two.
You see there.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I see some bonding over there. I mean, yeah, you know.
If there is any shit from Last of Us 2 in the next God of War, I'm going to rage. Like Kratos in the games, and I'm going to like fly to Santa Monica, and I'm going to destroy everything, I guess.
Let's keep it at that, because this is going to YouTube, and otherwise we won't get monetized. I mean,
we don't get money.
We don't get monetized money, so anyway.
I don't care.
We are family friendly, Max.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You haven't finished God of War, have you?
No.
PlayStation 4.
I never finished it. You know, this is the problem with me. I start a lot of games, but I actually never finished them.
You need to, man. That game is a
like
masterpiece.
Dishonored and shit. The only games that I ever finished, like big games, I think Skyrim and GTA 5.
You never
The
finish
rest,
something.
the rest I play, but I never finish it. And then I look up how it ends on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go to the next one. I know you get mad at me for that because you always say to me that I need to finish all the games and look at all the cutscenes.
Yes. Well, if they are story-based games,
Yeah.
you don't need to if it's multiplayer. Though.
Yeah. No. Sure.
Well, yeah, there wasn't really anything else to say about God of War. It's just a logo. I don't know. It's coming out in 2021 though.
Oh,
They said
wow,
that.
this is going to be epic.
If it gets delayed, at least it could be getting delayed, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. But Max, next to the PlayStation 5 games, we also got something else. What did we get?
The
Tell me.
price.
The prize! We waited for months and months and months. And 2 months before it's going to
Launch.
launch.
That's the only good thing of this whole shit, that it's going to launch really fast because they are really late with telling it.
Finally we can stop raging about not knowing how much this piece of shit is going to cost. I mean, I'm saying piece of shit, but
one more thing before we talk about that. What did you think of the PlayStation Plus thing, the collection? So they are going to add, if you have PlayStation 5, they are going to give you a lot of classic games for free with PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, you know what they're trying to do, and this is something that we will be talking about later in this video. But they're trying to
Game Pass, which is
and I'm going to tell you it's failing. It's failing because they already said no, there are not going to be any new releases in this PlayStation Plus subscription because it's not how do you say it in English?
It's not that. It's not their marketing strategy.
Wacht, hè. Wait, sorry.
You basically get the most classic games. You get God of War. You get Days Gone. You get Last of Us. Not 2, luckily. The first one. You get Persona 5. You get Final Fantasy 15. You get Fallout 4. And a bit more than that.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if this is going to be the contender of the Xbox Game Pass or the Xbox Ultimate Game Pass, it's weak as fuck. Yeah. They said they're not going to add any new releases to it because it costs a lot of money and it's not viable for them. Okay, sure, fair enough. But on Xbox Game Pass, they add a shit ton of new releases, new games. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that the new Halo game is on there as well.
Yeah. I mean, every new Xbox exclusive will be on Game Pass.
I mean, please, Sony, I think about this one again because it yeah, sure, okay, it's nice to have these games and to play them on your PlayStation 5 with the new SSD and shorter loading times, but if this is going to be your service contender to the Xbox Game Pass,
it's not. It's that's basically PlayStation Now, not. It's a streaming to your the games to your PlayStation.
Yeah, but the problem with PlayStation Now is that the big games that get added to the PlayStation Now library stay on there for a limited time. So after a few months, I mean, I played Spider-Man this way. It's on there for a couple of months, and then it disappears again. With
That's shitty.
Because with the Xbox Ultimate Game Pass, the games that get added stay there. I mean, they're not going to get them off this library in the next few months. So I don't really understand what Sony's logic is behind this new PlayStation Plus service. I mean, Yeah, okay, maybe because they do not have any game or any games to give with your subscription in the beginning of the PlayStation 5 lifespan,
They could give
because it's
Miles
too expensive.
Morales or something like that, but
Yeah,
they
but
don't.
that's the problem, and that's what they said. We're not going to do that because that's too expensive, and that's not viable for us because we are giving away games that cost $60.
Yeah, also like you get Xbox. You do get Xbox Live with that Game Pass. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's killer. That's really good.
because
Yeah.
for PlayStation you have to. Yeah, okay, no, that's not really true. Because with PlayStation Now, the multiplayer games that are in that library do not require
Oh,
PlayStation
right. Okay. Yeah.
Plus, if I am correct. Yeah,
But still, you get Xbox Live, and every game in Game Pass, basically all the Xbox games are almost all on Game Pass.
yeah,
You
like
can
think
play
about
them all
Sea of
about.
Thieves and
You can all play them online now, too. So
yeah, and you know how much it costs?
yeah, wasn't it
15, 15 bucks a month
Yeah.
for an entire game library where new games get added every single month.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, maybe Xbox lost the previous console generation, but holy shit, they are really giving out big punches this time with the subscription wise of the next generation. Then
Yeah. I don't want, though, like that's more my opinion, but I don't want to be subscribed to fucking in the future, like in 5 years, to six of these subscription models for Netflix one, for Spotify one, for Xbox Game Pass one, maybe for my VPN connection one, and if PlayStation would do one as well, there are going to be so many of these subscription services. Don't you think it's getting too many?
for me personally,
Because
not.
you are paying per month, every month, and that adds up.
I know, but I mean, if you wouldn't pay for these services, this money that you would normally spend on these services would go to Max games or movies or
Well,
VPNs or so it all comes to the same on it's all on the same level. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe you will have 6 subscriptions that you need to pay every month, and it's a quite substantial amount, but if you think about it, without these subscriptions,
I don't also want to get rid of the owning part. I also
I
want
know
to
that
own my games.
I know that you have a big problem with that, but I was reading about an article about the future of gaming, and I think we need to realize that in the future, gaming, so when we talk about Microsoft and Sony, you won't be talking about a physical PlayStation or a physical Xbox anymore. We will be talking about services like Game Pass or whatever Sony comes with. Like, is it the rebranding of the PlayStation Now or something else? I don't know. But you will be able to play Microsoft and Sony games via a subscription, via a service, and not via a physical console anymore.
That would be sad.
But and this is something that I agree on with you, because we talked about it last time I was with you. You were saying that for this actually to be yeah, how do you say it? For this to work actually for us,
To be
is that
normal.
be normal is that our internet providers need to change.
Yeah,
Because with
their
with
shitty
the
internet.
yeah with the current packages that you buy for internet, and I mean the total amount of internet volume you get each month, streaming games is actually quite heavy on your usage of your internet.
Yeah.
And if you're going to use this service and not a physical console anymore, your internet providers need to adapt to it as well. And at this moment,
That's
at
not
least
the case. Yeah.
in Belgium, it's not the case.
But not just that, you know. I wanna, like, if I have a game, like a God of War, that I can just lend to someone, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And then what you will get in the future is that when you have subscriptions, that people will share subscriptions. So it will all come down to the same thing, but the only big difference is that this beautiful closet you have at home with all these games in it,
It will disappear in the future.
it will disappear in the future, and you will have a screen like with Steam where you have all your games in it, and you will be able to play it via that.
I
Because
think the best way that they could go is just to keep both, and just improve on internet speeds, and let's just people choose what they want. If they want to go physical route, or if they want to go a subscription route,
I agree.
They should try that, in my opinion.
I agree with you in the way that it would be nice for the gamers, but I think, and especially when you look at the financial side of the service versus physical gaming, that it's financial more viable for.
It's not that physical sales are lower. It depends though from game to game. I will agree, but a lot of games still have high physical sales, almost 50 to 40%.
Yeah, sure. I'm not going. This sounds maybe a bit strange, but I pre-ordered the Xbox Series S, so the digital version.
Yeah.
Because I don't really care about physical gaming, but on the other side, I pre-ordered Cyberpunk for the PlayStation 4 physical. Why? Because it was cheaper than pre-ordering it in the PlayStation Store digital, because it would be $10 more expensive.
And you get also that upgrade, so you basically own Cyberpunk on PlayStation 4 and 5.
So the coin has two different sides, It's easy to have a digital version because you have all your games always with you.
Yeah.
But it misses the charm of having the physical discs, of having the box with the maps in them and the stickers and the posters and the.
Yeah. For me, it's part of the fun. A little bit.
Yeah, getting that is. But you know what? And this was also yet again something that I have to agree on. I was reading another article about digitalizing gaming. That people were saying, yeah, but when you buy a disc, you still have to download a whole lot of game data next to things that are on the disc. So why even bother buying discs when you still have to download? And especially when you are playing Call of Duty, because the amount of data you can store on these discs is limited.
120 gigabytes, I think, for Blu-ray.
Yeah, but when you have a game like Call of Duty, where you can download the same amount next to that what is on your disc, then
But Call of Duty has most of the fucking stupidest update gigabyte patches. 100 gigs for an update. It's not normal. What type? I don't know if they know anything about compression at Activision.
They just skip that. No, they are like, no, what? People will download it anyway. So.
Well, it depends also from game to game, because if you put in God of War, for instance, on disk, it will only download updates for bug fixes, but God of War is already pretty bug free without any updates. So you could technically, if you have no internet, just put it in and play without any problems. So it depends.
Bugs, yeah.
It depends from game to game but developers just get lazier these days because you can download an update. Everyone has internet these days. Yeah.
I'm a bit afraid that not afraid because I'm not really that attached to physical games, but I'm afraid that in the future, maybe not the next generation, but the generation after that we won't have any physical game discs anymore.
I will do it as long as I can, and if I will switch over when it's when they force me. I will switch over, but for now I will just keep buying physical because it's also sometimes cheaper. Or if I want a collector's edition, if I want to, the collector's edition of Cyberpunk, I mean, and that has a physical disc. So yeah. The price. Have we talked about it now? Of the PlayStation 5.
Last podcast we were raging about the price. This podcast, we finally have a price. Not talking about the price.
So it's coming out. The PlayStation 5 itself is coming out on the 12th of November in America and Japan, and the 19th for the rest of the world.
I don't understand why America, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Canada.
I think that has to do with shipping. Because of Corona. That's easier for them to get as many PlayStation 5s to there as many PlayStation 5s to here. Yeah. I think that's pure shipping.
You pre-ordered the PlayStation 5?
Yes, I did. I pre-ordered the normal edition. And so I can maybe do an unboxing for A-Size,
We Max and I agreed that for having the optimal working within A-Size, that it would be the best to have both consoles. So he pre-ordered the PlayStation 5. I pre-ordered the Xbox Series S, not the X, because I don't own a 4K monitor, so I don't really care so much about it. But we are actually quite lucky because everywhere in the newspapers, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox consoles got
they all sold out.
Sold out like in not for any 15 minutes to half an hour. I mean, so
it's crazy.
We really got lucky there, Max.
And the whole PlayStation 5 pre-order thing is so stupid. The how they fucked up. They basically said beforehand, we will tell you when the pre-orders are going up, and it will be a reasonable time. No, what they did after that live stream, the pre-orders are up now. So
tomorrow at 8:00 in the morning, and we were like, "Wait, what?"
That not even like it was the following day for us in Europe, but not for America. In America, it was immediately up. On Amazon and Walmart, they had a shit show. All the websites crashed, and they had so much technical problems. It's not robust, that system.
But it's what you just said. So we are going to do an unbox video for the PlayStation and the Xbox. Maybe do some comparison videos with the previous consoles.
Yeah,
I think sounds quite nice. Really looking forward to it. I mean, with the new hardware in it, with the SSDs, finally no loading times or shorter loading times.
Yeah.
But what did you think about the price, Max? I mean, so $399, $499?
It's $399 for the digital, and $499 for physical. I don't know. Like, I do think Sony took a loss on the digital one.
Because
I think it was supposed to be normally $450. I'm sure of that. But because of Xbox, their like early reveal that like the Xbox Series S was so cheap that they had to like let's just do it at $399 instead of $450.
They make a loss with the console, with the digital version. They make a loss, but you need to realize this. When you buy games, and you have the normal version, so where you can put the discs in, and you buy the discs via GameStop or Game Mania here in Belgium or wherever you buy them from.
Yeah.
You can, after some time, we were talking about remakes or remasters paying for $40. Give them a week or a month, and they will the retailers will sell them for 30. But when you play on a digital console, the price that Sony puts those games up and keeps them for a while is the price that you're going to pay. So we already know that. I was just talking about Cyberpunk, the pre-orders. We bought them for $60 via retailer. When you pre-order them digitally, you have to pay $70 for it. So in the long run, when you pay for these games digital, the profit they will make out of the digital consoles will be bigger.
Yeah, of course they will make that back really easy.
Then
you will be forced to buy, if you buy the digital PlayStation 5, you'll be forced to buy from them, so they get basically all the money they can.
Still really doubting, because I'm also going to buy for Christmas a PlayStation, but really doubting about or the digital or the standard to normal.
If I were you, I would invest in physical disc tray as well. You could also use that. I also use my physical disc tray for Blu-ray movies. You know, I don't only use it for games, so. And you can play 4K Blu-ray with the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, but it's still a long time for Christmas. So maybe by then it's maybe like $20 cheaper or something. I don't know.
No, they won't go down in price. They will stay there for at least half a year to a year. You will, if you want to buy the normal PlayStation 5, you will be prepared to pay €500 or $500 for that.
But when we are talking about price, so this is the price for the PlayStation 5. When we compare it to the price for the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, so you pay $299 for the Series S and $499 for the Xbox Series X. Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think is the best price quality you get? Is this the PlayStation 5 or is this the Xbox Series X? Leaving the Xbox Series S out of the picture.
Only the premium version, so the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Xbox Series X has a little bit more teraflops. To be precisely 3. But the games are going to be made for the weakest console. That would be the Xbox Series S. So I don't think it would matter a lot, those 3 teraflops extra.
No.
The difference is going, I think, to be in the SSD. If the SSD for PlayStation, if they can optimize that for the exclusives to run without any loading screens and to have bigger games because of the SSD storage, then that would give maybe more value to PlayStation. But I don't know about that yet, because you have Xbox Game Pass, and that's, of course, very valuable to get your games. So an investment in an Xbox Series X is also good if you want to go with that route. And it's really on the same level.
Both. It's a tight contest between those two.
Tight.
Have you seen the price for when you want to upgrade your SSD for the Xbox?
No, I haven't. Is it a lot?
It costs about the same. So for 1 terabyte SSD, you pay the same. Okay, maybe a bit less. You pay $230 for 1 terabyte SSD upgrade.
So for 2 terabytes, you need to. You mean like a physical? You're burning a physical SSD.
Yeah. An expandable SSD drive. Yeah.
And how much? 200? What?
$230.
That's a lot. That's really a lot.
This is the same price as you pay for an Xbox Series S. Okay, yeah, okay, maybe a little bit less, but you know what I'm saying. I mean,
yeah.
What the actual fuck?
But what you are saying now, it is an external SSD, and it's probably Xbox branded, I think. That's always, though, a bit cheaper. So probably the best way if you want to upgrade your console is just to buy, look at the specs of the SSD that's in the Xbox and just buy a third-party SSD that's compatible, that's cheaper.
Don't they have like some I don't know how this works out in real life, but some a cloud storage with the same reading speed as an SSD?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I mean, like, why are they not investing in something like that?
I don't know.
I mean, everything is going into the cloud these days, and they're still bringing out these physical.
Well, cloud is probably bound by internet speed as well. Not?
Yeah, but if you're going to get full speed on this internet service cloud shit, then why not also?
Yeah,
yeah.
But our internet isn't that great. I mean, the world is just not ready yet.
Yeah.
We are on the. Let's say we are on the edge of that type of future with streaming and you know, yeah. I agree. That could be a really good investment with cloud storage. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know really what's the most like value. It also depends on what your friends are playing. You know, if all my friends are on PlayStation and I'm going to buy an Xbox, that's also a thing. You know,
I'm just really glad to see that, because Xbox really got a big hit with the last console generation. They really flopped. I think they eventually they just used it as a sort of an experiment for the next generation of Xbox. But I'm really glad that I see a ton of people saying like, this time, yeah, you know, okay, maybe last generation it wasn't that great with the games and with the console, but I mean, $299 for a next gen console. Okay, maybe it's not 4K, but if you do not own a 4K monitor, or you just don't care so much about resolution, then $299 for a next gen console, Max. That's insane.
Yeah, but don't call it that yet. I want to see how long they are going to support that thing. You know,
but they are. It's like you just said. They are going to support this game until the end, because they are going to develop the games based on the.
I don't know if that's the thing. Normally that's supposed to be the thing, but I don't know if that's going to stay.
This is going to stay, because the Xbox Series S is targeted for. Yeah, this is not in my case. I just bought this because I do not own a 4K monitor, and I'm going to buy a PlayStation 5. So $500 for another Xbox console is maybe not. This was not a priority for me. But they target the Xbox Series S for people who are not financially that strong that they can pay $500 for a console. And trust me, Max, these are a lot of people.
Yeah,
and
I know that.
And therefore, because I read this multiple times, the amount of people that pre-ordered the Xbox Series S and are going to buy the Xbox Series S when they are back in stock is mind-blowing. I don't think that Microsoft even how do you say it, thought beforehand that it would be so big and so popular. Saying that eventually after 2 years from we're not going to support this console anymore is going to exclude an immense audience of gamers and a huge part of your normal income that you would have when selling these games.
Actually, you can pre-order still the Xbox Series S on Bol web shop.
Yeah, are they still in stock there?
Yeah, they are in stock. I thought they would be sold out. But
yeah, because last time I checked, there was like not available. Blah 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 blah. I don't know what.
They probably don't have new stock. That's good. Yeah. But I'm also like how do I explain that? I'm thinking in generational leaps. If you want to see a generational leap, there is significant power required, and the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X have this power.
But the Xbox Series S does this as well.
Yes,
it does because
yes, at lower resolution for now. The games that come out now, that they can be played on the Series S. That's true, but I want to see where gaming goes like in 4 years, and if the new games can like keep up with the Series S can keep up with those games if they get bigger, and that's just what I mean, because there's such a big gap. We need to see. We need to see,
sure, but
I'm purely talking and about the specs for this. The specs, there's a big difference there. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I totally agree on you with that one. It's a fact that there is a big gap between the specs of the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. But the big thing that people seem to forget is that resolution has a big impact on your system, on your hardware. Yeah. By lowering the supported resolution, frees up a big chunk of memory and graphical memory usage. So I don't really see a big problem here because it doesn't support 4K. By playing 1080p games on your PC, that you would run smoothly on 60 frames per second or maybe 30 frames per second, doesn't matter. Try playing these games in 4K and your PC will run it like shit. That's the huge amount of impact that it has on your hardware, on your memory, on your physical memory, or on your graphical memory.
Okay, I will say I'm not really technical that far. I just I want to see if in 5 years if there are like these photorealism games, that is the Xbox Series S going to run those? That's what I mean.
Who knows? Yeah, that's indeed an interesting question, but I just find it a little bit strange, and I'm not talking about you, but a lot of people are saying, yeah, look at the big difference between the teraflops and with the memory,
because
and
teraflops is more than, of course, resolution. It's about how many ray tracing can it use, how many detail in textures can it take,
Yeah, I know, but there is then a big difference with 4K or within 1080p.
Yeah, I know.
And this gap between this resolution and the gap between the amount of teraflops that your console has and the amount of memory that your console has, it's just like putting the puzzles, the pieces in the puzzles together. But people are like, oh my god, this has so much less and it's so much less powerful. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, I just don't understand it. Like, Microsoft gave a few interviews talking about the difference between the Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X, and they are every time saying we understand that the people are like cynical about it. Like, yeah, but should we trust it? Or is this going to run games within this or 5 years?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that could also be a little bit of corporate speak. But
yeah, sure, but there are also you have two different sides of the this aspect. But
I'm really interested in. Sorry, I don't want to. You can keep talking. Sorry, you say what you want to say.
yeah, I'll finish it quickly, and then you can say whatever you want to say. There are developers who, when this first got announced, were like, yeah, but how are we going to do this? Because there is a gap when it comes to specs. That's a big fact. But then they got introduced to the PlayStation has this as well, a development kit, and they were like, oh, is it actually this easy to develop the same game but just lowering the resolution and making it able to run on the Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X? But you understand what I'm saying? Everyone was
PlayStation 5 digital has the same teraflops as the normal PlayStation 5.
I know, but I mean, yeah, for PlayStation developers, it will be easier to make games with the PlayStation Dev Kit because they do not.
It's just I have seen developers online that are talking about bottlenecks and I find their opinion really interesting because they are the ones that are making the games. They are technically well known. I don't know if it's a big problem, but I just want to. The only thing I know is that I see a big spec difference, and I want to see if the Series S can handle it at a lower resolution. We need to see that.
I'm giving you a fair point on that, but let us. And this is this is the marketing side of my thinking. The Microsoft is advertising the Xbox Series S with the line. It can play all the games that the Xbox Series X can on a lower resolution. Yeah?
Yeah, if that's the case, then that's great. I will admit that.
If that is not the case, Max, then Xbox can close its doors because everyone will sue the shit out of them.
Yeah.
So, and they are not going to take that risk.
I wouldn't be surprised if they say in like 4 years, that they get comments from developers, hey, we want to make really next-gen games and we can't do that on a Series S. Can we make this game a Series X exclusive? That it's not coming to Series S. I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox is then this next game, next Halo is only for Series X.
Yeah, but you know what? If this is the case, because what we're talking about now will not be the case within this and 2-3 years. Yeah, maybe after 4 years, on the end of this next generation, when we talk about photorealism and
that's the thing, because a console generation lasts for minimum 6 to 7 years.
Okay, but Max, after 3 years, the Xbox Series X will not cost $500 anymore.
No.
So if you pay now $300 for an Xbox Series S, so you can still play the next gen games for the couple of 3-4 years, and after 3-4 years, the Xbox Series X will maybe cost $300 because it's console of 3-4 years.
A lot of people think the Series S is a next gen console, and they think they are buying a next gen console.
But
maybe
Max,
they feel a bit cheated then.
But if you take it to the core, it is a next gen console because 2 factors: it has an SSD, yeah, and it supports ray tracing. It's the same things that the Xbox Series X does, but in a lower resolution. So, pure principle-wise, yes, you're buying a next-gen console. Yes, I pre-ordered a next-gen console.
It's more than an SSD and that.
Yeah, I know, but these are the big selling points of the Or the next, also they are a lot more powerful in their graphical and processing powers. I understand that as well.
Basically, with more teraflops, you can also make better games,
Yeah,
more
sure.
advanced games.
But for saying that people are who buy the Xbox Series S are not buying a next gen console, no, that's not true, because they are maybe not as advanced as the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, okay, but we are going in circles now. I get that it's marketed as a next gen console, but it's weaker, and I want to see in 4 years if they can still support it at 1080p, for instance, if it can play photorealistic games at 1080p. I want to see that in 4 years, if it's still possible, you know.
Who knows? Time will figure out.
Yeah, we need to see, because this discussion is not going anywhere. So, yeah. Then we talked about Xbox, I think, enough now. Or do you have anything to add to Game Pass? Or did we also talk enough about that?
Game Pass is great value, but it's the fact that they promote it so much means there is also another side of the story, but we will see about it. You'll have a subscription where you have to pay him every time.
Yeah. So let's talk a bit about the big news that came this week. Xbox bought Bethesda
Tom, tom, tom.
for 7.5 billion.
That's the whole economy of our country, Max. for a game studio. Yeah, okay, it's not just a game studio. I mean, it has our God and Savior Todd Howard, but
Todd Howard,
still
such a funny guy, you know.
Love him.
He has no social media. He only shows up at these gaming events once in a while. A lot of people don't know where he lives or what his lifestyle is. Maybe he just lives in like a trailer park.
No, Max. No, Max.
I don't think it's or maybe he's just in as an apartment and he's eating pizza. On the
I mean, that's
the charm of the guy. You know,
that's Todd Howard. He can tell lies, and it's still the truth. You know.
Yeah. So, but Xbox now, with buying Bethesda, has a lot of extra studios. They basically have now Elder Scrolls, they have Fallout, they have Dishonored, they have Doom, they have Prey, they have Evil Within. They got everything that Bethesda owns as an IP, and that's insane.
And they deserve it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
You mean Xbox?
Yeah, Xbox deserves it. Yeah.
But why did this happen now? I know that like Bethesda has some finance issues, especially when it came to Fallout 76, and I find this really weird, Ben. Dishonored 2 and Evil Within and Wolfenstein, they all undersold. Why? Because these games are pretty critically received. Well, especially Dishonored. I don't know how it is about Doom Eternal, their most recent release, because there are no finance numbers for that. But all their games from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, undersold. Why? Why do they undersell? Because there is like they pay for marketing, YouTube ads or TV ads even.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. Yeah.
I don't really quite get that. Are just a lot of people not interested in their games?
Yeah, maybe, or just it isn't their style of game. I mean, Dishonored has a quite specific game vibe. You know what I'm talking about with the game. So I mean, yeah, maybe if people are just not that into their game vibes, yeah, I don't know how
But
to say it differently.
let's take a look at Square Enix,
Hmm.
a Japanese game company.
Mhm.
Final Fantasy, what was it? 15 sold 10 million copies. Why does that sell so much more than Dishonored 2? I find that weird. That it's targeting towards a hardcore audience, you know?
Yeah. I
Is there maybe some... I know there's distrust for Bethesda because of Fallout 76, but I'm also talking before Fallout 76, when Fallout 4 came out. Well, I will note, Fallout 4 sold really well, but their Fallout franchise and Elder Scrolls, they are more well known. Doom didn't... Their first Doom didn't sell that hot, or Dishonored. I find that weird.
mm,
Because I
yeah,
do see ads everywhere when those games got announced, you know?
yeah, I can see that Dishonored sold 2.5 million copies on consoles and PC combined.
And that's now, like all the
Yeah,
sales.
yeah, that's all together. Yeah,
That's nothing. For that came out in 2016, I believe.
yeah, and then realizing that the first Dishonored sold 3 million copies only on PC.
And that
So
game is that was also critically really well received, and a lot of people that bought it loved it. It's a really big mystery to me.
mhm.
I quite understand why.
No, I don't understand as well. I mean, these were not bad games, not bad games at all. Fun gameplay. So, yeah, not saying that Final Fantasy is bad, but how does it come that Final Fantasy sold 4 times better than Dishonored 2?
I know that Final Fantasy has a really do really have a really big fan base,
Yeah, dedicated fan base.
but
Yeah.
I mean,
Four times
a lot
bigger?
of people played the first Dishonored. I mean,
Yeah, three
why
million
not buy the
copies.
second
Yeah.
one? It also did well critically. So
Yeah, but maybe because people felt that it was the same as the first one. I don't know. I mean, I don't understand as well, but maybe people were thinking like, oh, yeah, it's the same as the first one. It feels the same as the first one. It looks the same as the first one. So why even bother buying it? What is a strange way to think? Because I mean, 2.5 million copies. That's holy shit. That's I mean, that's a lot, but in numbers, but it's not a lot in sales for Bethesda.
the that's actually really low when it comes to lifetime sales. It's the lifetime sales, right? That's all
Hmm.
the sales.
Yeah, yeah,
That's too low.
all the
2.5
sales. Yeah.
million. Yeah, then it's normal that they needed financial help, I suppose. I just find it a big mystery.
But 7.5 billion. 7.5 billion.
Yeah, they paid for now a lot of IPs, you know, and Elder Scrolls. It's probably the biggest fantasy IP next to Witcher now.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you will have to pay big bucks for it. Not denying that, but holy shit, that's a lot of money. I mean, with Microsoft losing the last generation of console, I'm wondering where all this money comes from. I
yeah,
mean,
you know, Microsoft has deep pockets. They sell, of course, a lot of software outside of games. You know,
yeah, true.
Windows is one of the main system operating softwares on PC, and they get a lot of sales from PC markets. You know, they get their sales from the Microsoft Store. If people play Sea of Thieves, for instance, on PC, they also get those sales. And basically, if you buy a game on PC, they get the money somewhere.
Hmm.
You know, they got a lot of hands in a lot of pockets, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
They got a lot of funding to do that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm just baffled at the at the amount.
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit.
It's the biggest gaming acquisition ever in history. 7.5 billion. Do you think now that we will see exclusives, or do you think like they are going to take a different approach?
I saw an interview, and they said it came to they will look at their games case by case. So they're not going to say the Elder Scrolls 6 will be Xbox exclusive. Yeah, they can. Maybe they will. Who knows? But they will look at it from case to case. So maybe for a few games they will sell it Xbox exclusive.
Yeah. What I think, that's my prediction. What's going to happen if I look at PlayStation, how they handle their exclusives like Final Fantasy, what's going to happen is they're basically going to release Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield on every other platform except PlayStation. That I think.
Yeah, or maybe like they launched it on Xbox exclusive for 1 year, and then
timed exclusive.
Or they will release it on other consoles for PlayStation as well. Yeah, it's quite interesting. This gives another turn of events when we talk about the console wars, because this is a big blow. This is actually a really big blow for PlayStation, for Sony.
Xbox, I mean. Oh yeah, blow.
It's a blow. I mean, like
a blow to Sony. Yeah. Okay. What is interesting now is that they have a lot of RPG developers under their family. They next to Bethesda, because they already have Obsidian, which is making Avowed. I don't know. Do you remember that trailer?
Yeah, it looked like the next, not like the next Elder Scrolls, but it's Elder Scrolls-ish, like medieval fantasy.
Yeah.
Hyped about that one as well.
Let's just say Xbox, their potential has gone up really immensely.
Immensely, yeah.
We just have to see if that potential gets realized.
If they fuck it up again this time, I'm really going to be mad.
But that also, to be honest, that wouldn't be good for consumers, because there needs to be competition, and Sony has too much power.
They had the power the last 5-6 years. Who owned the Xbox One? Yeah, you did, but it's collecting dust on your desk. So
I will also be buying a new Xbox Series, but not on release date. I will be buying it later, and probably the Series X one, because I want to use discs. Maybe if it's $100 cheaper in a year or something.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. When I was just talking about the Series S, I will be buying the X as well when it gets a little bit cheaper.
Both. You are going to get them both.
Yeah, and the PlayStation.
Oh, all right. I am not even going to get the digital ones.
I am, because but I mean, it's always nice to have a digital console, so you can have all your games on it.
Or it needs to be like $100 really cheap. Then I would probably buy it. Yeah, for just putting in the living room or something.
Yeah,
if I'm too lazy to move my PlayStation.
You know what? Like, I was thinking about it. Give it next year with Black Friday. I think you will be able to get these consoles for a nice discount.
Yeah, if I am, that could be. I am just. They
will have dropped in price a bit as well from their own.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking of my own experience, what I've seen so far with PlayStation 4, and that was pretty slow. But maybe technology is getting faster. So maybe we will see a discount this time.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah,
be.
you're definitely right. Yeah, sure.
Do you have any thing to say on the Bethesda acquisition?
I hope they that the money that they got from Microsoft, that it will be put to good use.
Yeah.
Maybe with for the development, for better development for the Elder Scrolls 6.
What about the new engine, Bethesda?
Oh yeah, but weren't they making a new one?
No, well, that's big quotes that you're saying, new one. I think they are just like reusing, but upgrading, basically upgrading their old engine.
But this you told me that they used this engine from Oblivion?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I did see, I will admit, I saw somewhere in what was it, job listings for them, that they are searching for engine coding stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe they are basically making a new engine.
I hope so. I mean, an old engine is not a bad engine, and they like to use this engine because it's so easy to mod game files in this engine. But come on, man! I mean, the physics in this engine are just shit.
And buggy as hell.
And buggy as hell. I mean, it all just works. No thought. It does not.
He said that, like in the last E3, I watched that live. That was in 2019. He came. He was a little bit sad. He said like sometimes it doesn't work. And what was a little bit sad to see, but also funny.
Thought.
Well, he is a special character, Todd Howard.
Maybe one day we can do an interview with him.
That would be really cool. I would. I would love to do that. Yeah. But he knows something about game development. It's not like he's stupid or something like that.
No. He's good at chess, so he's playing some 3D chess here.
There was a rumor. It's a rumor, people, so it's not confirmed.
No, Max, it's confirmed here at Ace Eyes. This moment.
No, that's not a good idea. Otherwise, people are going to hate us.
If we are wrong, you can sue the shit out of us.
No, it's not. That Xbox would be basically Xbox would want to invest. That's already known for a while that they want to invest in Japanese studios as well, and they are maybe willing to buy Sega, and that's not confirmed. That's and I don't know if that's going to happen, to be honest. Sega is, I think, would be cheaper though.
For sure, Max.
Yeah. Yeah. They do have Sonic. Yeah, I don't care for that.
Wow.
For that too much. But what how would you react if they would buy Sega? Because Total War, that's your favorite
franchise. That's one of my
franchise.
Favorite franchises. Yeah.
What do you think that would be a good thing, or maybe a bad thing, if they would buy Sega? The thing is, Sega also owns Persona and Yakuza, and you know, if I would be a little bit afraid if Microsoft has like influence on the development of those games, and they don't really know the Japanese market that well. Xbox don't sell most of the time in Japan. That's really hard.
You know, Microsoft also bought Minecraft a few years ago.
Yeah.
Now maybe you're saying, yeah, it's Minecraft. Yeah, it's just Minecraft. But they actually they paid big bucks for this game. I imagine, but they also they ruined it a little bit in the sense of with the amount of updates and new features that Minecraft gets.
Really?
It
Do they?
yeah,
Is
it's
it?
it's taking a hell of time. I mean,
I
you have
don't
to
know. I
wait.
don't know this. Is that? Is it a problem? The
Yeah,
acquisition.
yeah, it really got a problem. People are getting quite annoyed at Microsoft because Mojang was actually pumping out new content quite often, and Microsoft is taking so long for it.
That's
And
that's the thing. Maybe they took some developers from Mojang and said like work on a new game. If that happens, then updates are getting slower for
hmm,
Minecraft.
yeah,
Uh,
maybe they're working on that super duper texture pack that they announced 3 years ago on E3.
I think that's actually already out though.
Yeah, is it?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's still a meme. Super
Wait.
duper texture pack.
Is it Minecraft Super Duper Texture Pack is cancelled? Holy shit! So they canceled it for. It was announced during
Wait,
E3.
it's really cancelled.
Yeah. It got cancelled. It was announced in E3 in 2017. It has been at work for several years, but Mojang wasn't happy how it performed across different devices, so they canceled it.
Oh man.
Max,
Well,
we were waiting on Super Duper Texture Pack.
yeah.
And no, it does not come. Yeah, but now they have this ray tracing, what you also can experience on the next gen console. So,
Um, but to get back to my question, do you have any concerns if like Total War would be under
as,
there?
as long as they do not fuck up the franchise, because the Total War franchise got a bit of a revive again with Three Kingdoms and so forth. But I'm a bit afraid that with Microsoft, yeah, that they will tell them too much what they need to do and how they need to approach
Yeah.
certain game aspects. So
I'm precisely like afraid if they would get Persona and Yakuza. These games have always been on PlayStation as well. They have never been on any other system. Yakuza 7 is the first game that's coming now to Xbox as well.
mhm.
And I would be afraid if they would ruin those franchises because they have no knowledge of them. At least PlayStation gives them some creative freedom. Well, and they aren't owned by PlayStation either. You know,
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's quite.
if you if Sega gets bought by Xbox, then I am getting an Xbox maybe on launch day, just for Persona and Yakuza.
Yeah,
Them being
for these games, just to be able to play them. Yeah, I
yeah.
understand. Yeah,
I would be afraid if that happened.
yeah. It's maybe waiting a little bit, hoping and waiting.
It's also that like Bethesda is a bit different because their games are how do I say that? They are more targeted towards an Xbox audience,
Mm-hmm.
whereas like Sonic and Yakuza and Persona, they aren't targeted towards an Xbox audience.
No, they're not. No, you're right there. Maybe they try to pull the audience more towards those games, but a more broader audience. I mean, so yeah.
But you know, if I would be fine if nothing changes, if they purchase Sega and Persona 6, for instance, come out and it is on Xbox only, and the game sells like millions, and it's a great game, then fine.
Mm.
But I'm afraid. I also know like all the history that they got with Platinum Games. They were working on Scalebound in 2017. That's also a Japanese studio, and the relationship between Microsoft and Platinum was not good, and that's why that game got cancelled. And that was actually my most favorite anticipated game as an Xbox One exclusive, and it got cancelled. I'm still mad about that, but yeah.
Let it go. Let it go.
Had such a potential. So, yeah. Well, I don't hope they buy Saga. Let Saga be their own thing.
Yeah. I'm not really a big fan of these of Sony and Microsoft buying all the game studios that are out there.
Maybe Bethesda was a bit different because they have
They had to. They had to. Yeah.
They had financial issues, but I don't want to see Sega getting bought by Xbox.
No, I agree. I agree with you. Yeah.
So I have one last topic to talk about. The Switch is getting a Pro version. Well, that's reported for next year. And Nintendo said that their games that are developed at Nintendo need to reach 4K, that they are able to be played in 4K. Does that excite you in any way, or?
Oh, yeah, a little bit because 4K handheld gaming is.
Well, I think I don't think it's 4K handheld. It's probably TV.
Are they not going? No, they need to, Max.
But no one has a 4K handheld.
I mean that would be amazing, right? And then because now with the Nintendo Switch, okay, maybe because it's such a small display, you won't notice that it's 720p. But 720p display is.
It's actually, in my opinion, for games that I've played on Switch, it's still pretty sharp for 720.
I know, but Max, we're in 2020 now. You can't bring out a console that supports 720p anymore. That's out of the blue, you know. So if they bring out a because I think it will be the same as the Nintendo Switch with the docking system, so you can put it with your television and stuff. But it would be so awesome if they had this the smaller screen, but with a big resolution like 4K or something. Would be.
There aren't even many phones that have a 4K screen.
No, not at all.
That won't happen. I know that already. It's going to be 1080p for maybe 1440. That could be something.
40p, yeah, maybe yeah. So. Yeah,
but
maybe.
But not 4K. I know that for sure. Only 4K for TV. But does that is that such a bad thing? I don't really care. To be honest, the Nintendo Switch needs to be sold as well, still to also a younger market, as well as adults and younger people. They have a small budget, I suppose.
I guess so. Yeah. So why not? Actually, the price for a Switch is at this moment still for the normal one.
Yeah, that's probably still 300 or 250.
Yeah, 250. Wait, it's 300 euros. I mean,
that's expensive. But that's Nintendo. That's Nintendo. They always do these high prices. Also for their games, they always are fucking $60 or $50. They never do these price drops. In that sense, is Nintendo pretty anti-consumer?
Yeah, it is, because for a Wii U you still pay $60. A Wii U, what the fuck? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but
are you going to buy a new Nintendo Switch when it comes out?
Yeah, the Pro. That depends if there's a major difference, or if there are, if there are going to be exclusive games for it, then I would have more of a reason to buy it. But if it's not, then I will probably wait until later, until my
Exclusive.
Switch breaks, or yeah.
But you mean exclusive for the Nintendo Switch Pro,
Yes.
or exclusive for the Nintendo Switch in general?
No, just Pro. That those games use that Nintendo Switch Pro's power.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I would be more happy to like spend money on that, but not if it's just a little upgrade in resolution. But
400, 500 bucks on launch.
I do think when the Pro will be announced, they are just going to take that at 300 and put that on 300 and put the normal Switch on like 150.
But
a price drop.
The light is still 180.
That will be then 100 maybe, or 999. I mean, it's a just a. It's
the
like
Switch Lite?
the Switch Lite is not that like powerful, so
No, but it's not old either. It's like, what, it came out in 2019.
the Switch Lite is still like cheaper than the normal one. They can put that at 100 and the normal Switch at 150 or 170, something like that, and then the Pro version at 300.
Oh, that would be yeah. 300 for the Pro, 500 for PlayStation, 500 for Xbox. Man, Max, why do we have such an expensive hobby?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a cool hobby, not playing games.
For sure, yeah.
So you don't need to buy these things like at launch. It's not really necessary. It's just because it's just that I am a hardcore gamer, and I get these things more quickly. So yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
Would there be any games? Because I know from private conversations that you would like to have a Switch. Are there which games do you want to buy for that?
Pokemon, Mario. Yeah, there is going to be a new Zelda game.
Yeah,
but also to play games like Hades and Witcher just on the bus or something.
Yeah, that's a really good selling point for the Switch. I actually. I still want to buy Skyrim again for the Switch if it's cheaper. If I can find it somewhere for $20, I would actually buy that.
How much does it? How much is it priced now? Wait, Skyrim, Switch. Yeah,
it's 50.
$55. Holy shit!
That's too expensive.
Okay, yeah.
But if I can find it somewhere cheaper, for $20, let's say, I would actually buy that. I think Witcher is even like cheaper.
Yeah, The Witcher is 30 or 40 something.
Oh no! Wait, 60 on at least Ball. But I saw it one time at 50, and Skyrim was 55. So, but yeah.
Yeah, but just play Skyrim on the bus, or when you travel a lot, when you're on the plane or something. You can. That's the big selling point for Nintendo, for the Nintendo Switch. You just can bring it along and play these games on the go.
Yeah, it's one major selling point for them, and of course their exclusives are really good. So.
It has a more Asian market, hasn't it? Or
no, it's really fucking popular here as well. I remember at my school, I was just one day I was at my school and Pokemon came out, the newest one, Sword and Shield, and I saw a lot of kids with their Switch just playing at my school and battling each other and trading. It's still a thing.
That's quite cool. But I think indeed for maybe a more younger audience.
Well, of course, it's more popular at a younger audience. That's what they target. But it's It's just that at my school, where there are like my age, 17 and 19, some, that they were still playing it, you know. So and the Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild sold a lot. That it brought it helped a lot to sell a lot of Switches when it launched.
I'm going to take a quick look at how many games it sold. It sold 27 million copies worldwide.
27 of what? Or
No,
Oh.
14,270,000 copies. 14.27
for
million.
Zelda alone, or
Breath of the Wild.
that's insane. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. 14 million.
That's more than Yakuza then, or what? What you told? No, what game was
Final
it?
Fantasy sells,
Final Fantasy. Yeah.
sells 10 million. These games sell a ton.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But yeah, Nintendo is of course still strong in Asian markets, but here as well. So
Yeah, the only downside I find of Nintendo is that their first-party games never really go on sale, so you have always pay full price on their titles.
Yeah, I find that stupid as well. Nintendo has the problem that they are really like they are always 5 years behind when it comes to marketing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Maybe it's the Japanese side more of the higher ups there that don't want to do sales very often. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but if you take a look at here at PlayStation, they're every week there are sales in PlayStation Store. So,
but the PlayStation also their head, what's his name? The director of PlayStation is a Dutch dude, and he I think they have more say in Western countries to like higher ups that make these decisions, and they are better well versed with marketing than Nintendo is.
Yeah, Nintendo has not really a big problem, but has a problem on that aspect. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
But while they make great games and technically it works, they are still around because they make a lot of money. So, and they will keep using these anti-consumer tactics as long as it makes them money. So,
yeah, Nintendo has a net worth of approximately $85 billion. So yeah, they are there for sure.
Your sound was a little bit bad in a few seconds, but it's okay now. Just I don't know if it's on a recording, but oh well. So you said what, 85?
$85 billion.
That's a lot. Holy shit.
If you compare it to PlayStation, PlayStation net worth is 37.45 billion. So Nintendo is double the net worth of PlayStation.
That's weird, though. But PlayStation is also with Sony, so you know that's maybe a thing that why it's lower. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Then.
Yeah, me neither. I thought that PlayStation and Xbox had a bigger market, but it seems that Nintendo has a bigger network.
You know, in New York, in America, they have these Nintendo stores, these special, just like Apple, for instance, that Apple has their own stores. They have their Nintendo stores, and there are always a lot of people there. Also, when they are announcements of live stream, I have seen crazy amounts of fans on video screaming when like Super Smash Brothers was revealed. They have a pretty big fan base. That's maybe bigger in America than here.
Yeah, and I think in America, in America in general, gaming is a bit bigger than here in Europe.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, there are almost more people, living there. So, if my geography is right. Well, do you have anything to add to the Switch Pro?
No, not really. I mean, we actually don't know if it's actually something, it or just. Yeah, we don't know what it will feature. I mean, we will have to wait and see because we know it's there probably, but.
Yeah, it's also not confirmed. But it's more than a rumor because a lot of insiders with business knowledge on the gaming industry just know this. I don't know how they get this type of fucking information, but yeah.
They just steal it or they pay a lot of money for it.
Yeah. Well, I think we're done.
Yeah, I think that was it. How long did we talk again?
I don't have any idea, to be honest.
Like
I think it will be 2 hours at least.
2 hours. Yeah.
So for Ace Ice, I'm going to review Mafia. Ben is going to review Hades, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to get a PlayStation 5. If there are like any other live streams that are important or news things, we will probably discuss those in next podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And we will keep working on Ace Ice. Yeah.
Next podcast will be, I think, just before the new console releases. So that will probably not be in the next podcast. But we will just do both the general console unboxings and the bigger games, Max. Assassin's Creed, Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
They're almost there. Cyberpunk finally.
It's just I've been waiting too long for that game.
How long is it that they announced the first
Cyberpunk was known at first in 2012.
Yeah, could it be 7 years ago that I saw on YouTube their first teaser trailer?
It was, I think, 2012, so 8 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then they just stayed silent because they announced Witcher 3 actually after that Cyberpunk trailer.
Oh.
So Witcher 3 came like first, everything with that and all the DLC. And there was nothing on Cyberpunk. And a lot of people thought that they would have abandoned that idea. And then in 2018 they reappeared.
Lol.
Yeah.
But the waiting is almost over, Max.
Yep.
We're almost there.
Yes. Yes. Almost.
Yes. Yes.
So, bye, I guess.
Okay, guys. See you the next time.
Yep.
Keep safe and keep gaming.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.